While carrying a project, timing is crucial, so we have to address it at its best. The aim is to be both effective and efficient. Applications like shared calendars and Gantt diagram designers are valuable tools that allow every member of the team to be updated on the next steps and the changes in the timeline while they occur. A well-done timeline allows professionals with different tasks and different working groups to cooperate together at their best. Now let's see how to schedule a project with some useful tips. We have to determine all the work that has to be done in our project, so that we have to schedule, including paperwork and reports, accessory tasks, and, very important, the propedeutics order. We can represent all of those tasks with a network chart. After that, we want to determine all the workers involved, both internal and external from our company, and collect their time availability. Then we want to ask every team how long they will take to perform each of the given tasks in order to fulfill the Gantt diagram. The last tip is to choose some waypoint dates, such as the end of the design stage or the start of the building stage, in order to set some landmarks on how the work is going on. The PDCA cycle, also known as Deming cycle, is an iterative process aimed at the continuous improvement of product, services, and people. It includes solution testing, analyzing the result, and improving the process. We can use it whenever we need to start a new project, to improve the design of an already existing process, product, or service, or define a repetitive work process. It is important to point out that being a cycle, it could be iterated as many times as needed in order to get to the desired result. The Deming cycle is made up of 4 phases. The first one, the plan phases, is the one where we define the process we would like to improve, we establish the goals and propose how to reach them. We also have to point out the context and the involved stakeholders. After that, we have the do phase, so we execute the plan, collecting information useful for our next step. We then move on to the check phase, where we analyze the result and we compare them with the initial goals. If they do differ, we have to investigate what could have possibly gone wrong. In the last moment, we have the act phase, so if the root causes are being solved, we have achieved the result. Otherwise, it is time to restart the process again, focusing on the new target condition. The PDCA cycle can be compared with the scientific method we are used to. In fact, we propose a solution, an hypothesis, after a background research, and then we try to validate it through the experience and collecting the data. Then we try to validate our hypothesis with experiment, collecting and analyzing the data. The 5W and 2H method is a simple way to make sure that we look at all the aspects of the given problem we are working on. The 5 W's are who, what, when, and why. The 2H are how and how much. Speaking of solution, the solution matrix is an analytical tool we can use to select and choose the right solution. In the matrix, all the solutions will be listed and scored accordingly to some indicators, such as the duration of the project, the cost, the impact on everyday duties, the managing effort, and so on. Each indicator will have a weight according to our needs. The total score earned by each solution will help us to decide which one to pick. Now let's talk about Hb-Hta. So the hospital-based health technology assessment is a decisional tool used to perform a multidisciplinary assess of the implementation of a new technology asset. Its aim is to give to the management all the right information in order to take the best choice, whether to implement it or not. It involves all the stakeholders of the hospital environment, like the department, the clinical engineering, the health management, the operation management, the management control, and in the end, the management itself, in order to take the right decision. This process starts from the final user, so the department itself requests for a new technology to implement. At the department is asked to give strong clinical evidence on the benefit that the new technology can achieve. The next step is given to the clinical engineering department. They are responsible for the whole life cycle of biomedical equipment, so the acquiring, the maintenance, and the disposal. They are responsible to evaluate the technical specification, the requirements of the building or the room, and eventually scout the market for the right machine. The health management will then check for the consequences in the working duties, the safety and ethical concerns about the implementation of the new technology. The operation management will then check for the impact on everyday duties, on the workflow, and eventually if new assets are needed, such as new spaces and personnel. The last evaluation is given by the management control. They will perform an economical evaluation, having in mind all the information gathered in the previous step. In the end of the hospital-based health technology assessment, we have the management. They will collect all the assessment and use it as a decisional tool whether to implement or not the new technology or machine to buy.